Page 26, the Coventry Carol. A very pretty piece for Christmas. I'm going to go through my routine and let's see what happens. I look it over. It's 2 pages long, treble and bass clef, 3/4 time signature. There are no sharps or flats in the key signature. We're in the key of A minor here, actually. And I know that because I kind of look it over and it's ending here on an A major chord, but that's known as a Picardy third. And that was very common back in a long time ago when where you had something in a minor key. Well, it would end on its parallel major chord. So A minor would end on an A major chord. They wanted them to end on a happy note, sort of, whatever the reason was, who cares? But the point is, it's ending on an A major chord, but A major has 3 sharps. It's not an A major. It's an A minor, and that's where we're doing. So when you're doing the scales, do the C major and A minor scales both, you know, at least a couple octaves or so, yeah. Did I say 3/4 time signature? I can't remember. 3/4 time signature, okay. Right hand first. It's pretty straightforward. You're just here. And if you're wondering about all these G sharps, well, it's because we're using the harmonic minor. Remember, there's 3 different flavors of minor, or 3 different kinds of minor. And A minor natural just has the white keys, but harmonic minor has the 7th step. Remember, 7 is 1 less than 8. It's just go down 1, and it takes it up a half step. So instead of G, you play G sharps, and that's why you're seeing G sharps all over the place. That's what it is, harmonic minor. Not too hard. Measure 5 now. It's we ran out of fingers. Not a lot we can do about it. It's just 3. I mean, there is a more advanced fingering to use. I don't want to get into that. Let's just use the book is fine. Because here you both are coming. And then that's fine. And then to come up, I want to connect the melody. And I'm just crossing over that. And then 3rd finger. Got that A major chord again. And then page 27 is like that, except it's a little fancier. So you just, instead of, it's just adding some 8th notes in it. Isn't this fancy? Okay. Otherwise, it's the same piece. Left hand, well, you're here to start, and then 5/2. Yes, we want to connect these if we can. Then come up, and then 4/2, and then thumb comes up. It's a B and an E at the end of the first line, and then a 2/3 thumb, similar to the scale, and then 3. I got repeated A's. Well, I'm going to use those repeated notes to get me into position, hand position, for what's coming. And I want 2nd finger here. So in order to do that, I'm here, here, and now I'm here. And that's the only reason I did. Well, it's not the only reason I did. You know how it works. Reach down. Other page is the same for the left hand. Left hand didn't get fancy, only the right hand did. So put them together, and when I first put them together, I'm just trying to figure out which fingers are working together on the hands. So we're here, and then here. These are together, and here. Now hold the left hand down, and then come up. I have to move the left hand, but I'm going to connect that. This is important in piano. In the first line, the last 3 measures, or the 2nd measure is here. Going on. I have to lift up the left hand to move. I'm not going to lift up the right hand just because I lifted up the left. No. No. The hands have to be independent. So the left hand, or the right hand, I'm going to keep down. So. Now, at the end of the line, I can lift both hands up because of the phrasing, which I'll get to in a minute. It doesn't matter. between 3 and 4. This way I'm in position in the left hand. Get the idea? You put the hands together. I already did. And once you have the hands sort of working together, then you go back through it slowly and carefully and work on the trouble spots and smooth out the hesitations. No hesitations. It's got to be a steady beat. Doesn't matter how fast it is at this point. It's a slow piece anyway, but a steady beat. And then we'll think about the articulation. And this is connected. You're just lifting up for the phrases in the right hand. And you can follow the words when you put in a comma or a period or something in the words. It's probably a phrase. At the end of the first line, you're here. Going on, a new phrase, lift up. So it's like taking a breath. And then at the second same thing, there's nothing to tell you that, but you can go ahead and lift up here too if you want. Like a new phrase. Lift up. And then to go to the next page, of course, you lift up. Lift up. Lift up. Lift up for the phrasing. You'll notice measure 17 and other measures similar to this with the eighth notes, they put in the little line, that's a tenuto line. And some publishers do this and some don't. What they're doing here is they're pointing out what the melody is. These notes are melody. They're telling you what's melody. And in my mind, that's all they're doing. They just know those are melody, because when we get to the dynamics, you want to bring out the melody. So you want the A to be a little louder than the E. Don't do them the same. That's what we want to hear, and that's the same way on all these others. Some publishers, as I said, do that and some don't. Now, once I have the articulation down, I think about the dynamics. It starts out P for piano. Soft, that's the melody. You have to decide what soft is. This left hand has to be very soft, very light and sort of light. Measure 5, you get the hairpins to go up and then back down. So then end of the second line, you go up to moderately loud. MF, mezzo forte, sort of loud. That's the right hand. The left hand's in the background. And then you come down the third line, come down to about a moderately soft, or so come down a little bit. You can go down to soft if you want, because in measure 13, you're soft like you were at the beginning. Now, at the last two measures at the bottom of the page, they give the hairpin to get softer. Well, the right hand's going to do it on its own. There's nothing you can do about that. It's the left hand. Softer, softer. Make each of these notes a little softer. Here. All the time I'm doing this in the left hand, I want to hear that. And this is soft. So this has to be very soft. Second page, it starts out moderately soft. So you're a little louder than you were at the beginning, but it's the same feel in the right hand. You get the idea. Last line on page 27. You're sort of soft here in the right hand. And you get down to soft in the right hand. And then you get an RIT and another arrow to get out of very soft. So again, it's like at the bottom of page 26. All the time I'm doing this, at the bottom of page 27, I want to hear that. And that's soft. And the RIT is retardando, to slow down. Don't slow down too much. You don't have a lot of notes to work with. You don't want it to drag out too much. People were enjoying it before, and then they start to think, well, this is getting boring. Once I have the dynamics under control, I think about the speed. This is slow. Rather slowly, gently. It just, you can put people to sleep with this one. It's just really sweet. Don't go too slow. It doesn't work on piano. because it's too percussive. The note, it just, you play it and it dies away. Play it and dies away. It's got a flow, but it's a slow flow. Now, we need pedal on this, of course, because we want it overtones. When you go in slow like this, you got time to hear all the notes. Well, we'd like to color them. We'd like to add the overtones, add some flavor to them, because this is boring. This is pretty dry, and that's not what this piece is about. It's going to be overlapping, overlap pedaling. The hands do their thing first, and then the pedal immediately follows. So the pedal is overlapping what the hands are doing. There's just a speck. So at the beginning, I push the notes down first, and then the pedal. Then I change the pedal after I play the notes. Now, at the end of the line, if I want to hear the phrase, I got to lift the pedal up with the hands. So there's a little bit of silence. I can keep the left hand down if I want. I'm just lifting this up. I'm lifting the pedal up with the right hand. So that's up to you. If you lift them together, that's interpretation. But in my mind, you should leave the left hand down. Connect it. The second line, I lift the pedal up for the phrasing. I'm going to connect the left hand. Again, the end of the third line, I'm going to lift the pedal up with the right hand, but I'm going to connect the left hand. At the end of the page, again, here I can lift everything up together so there's just a speck of silence, because we're going into a new section, which is the piece again, with slightly altered a little bit. Now that's basically the pedaling. Now at the end, I'll say measure 30. You're here. It's interpretation. You can leave the pedal down through all of those last two measures, or if you'd like, change the pedal on the last measure. So it's change, because by changing it, I lose these notes and the overtones that go along with them, and it's a little quieter. Now at the end here, the last measure, you can just let it die away. It says 3 beats only, there's no fermata. So if you can do that, lift the pedal and everything up at once. That's fine. Something like that. You'll notice there's 2 sets of words through most of this. So if you want to sing both sets of words, you pretend there's a repeat sign at the bottom of page 27. You go back and do the whole thing again. There's actually 4 verses, because you see the verses are numbered. So you got verses 1 and 2 on each page, and then 3 and 4 on each page, because they go through the piece 4 times. It's actually just 1 page long. The actual song is. It's very short, but you just keep going over it. And if you're going to keep going over it like that, it's nice to change something, which is nice that on page 27 they altered at least a little bit. And you can feel free to alter more once you've learned it the way it is. If you want to improvise a little bit and change things a little more, go for it. Yeah.